it's Reagan, and today I'm here to do my January book haul, and this video does contain a paid partnership with Disney-Hyperion. But for the month of January, I got quite a collection of really exciting books. I didn't go crazy in the month of January, which I'm really proud of myself, because I do have so many books on my shelf I really want to read, but I did pick up a lot of books that have just caught my eye for either a long time or highly anticipated, etc, etc. Without further ado, let's just go ahead and dive right in. First book I'm going to talk about is the Proustopia Book Club Pick of the Month for the month of January, and this month Sasha and I picked The Cruel Prince by Holly Black. This was both her and I's one of most anticipated books of this year, and this is also a book taking BookTube by storm, as it should. But this is an amazing new release by Holly Black that is a dark YA fae-centered story. We follow our main character Jude, who at the beginning of this tale is basically kidnapped and brought to Fae after her mother's first husband comes and enacts his revenge, kills her mother and her father, and basically kidnaps her and her sisters to the Fae world. There she grows up, surrounded by cruel and beautiful creatures. Jude is trying to make a place for herself in a world that hates her, but it's also a world that she only knows. She's very strong. She passes her time learning sword fighting and strategy. She has an arch nemesis, Cardan, the Cruel Prince, and she gets wrapped up in a whole bunch of court intrigue that will keep you flipping the pages as quickly as possible. This is just such a fun and fast-paced and addicting and dark YA novel. I have a full review, which I'll leave linked down below if you're interested, but I had to, obviously, I picked this up this month. The next book I have to show you guys is Unearthed by Amy Kaufman and Megan Spooner, and this is another highly anticipated January release as it came out on January 9th. I was so pumped for this book because I really enjoyed Amy Kaufman and Megan Spooner's last joined author creation. So when I saw that they were releasing another new series together, I just honestly could not wait. The story that starts with Earth intercepting a message from a long extinct alien race. This message feels like the solution to all of Earth's problems, as this race has a whole bunch of really advanced technology that could potentially undo all the environmental damage that has occurred on Earth. Additionally, this message also leads to discovery of a new planet called Gaia. Now, this message and this discovery kind of transforms two characters' lives, one of them being Jules Addison, who views this discovery as a huge potential for not only him but for his students to uncover and discover an entirely new culture and an alien race that no one has ever explored or studied before. It also offers an amazing opportunity for scavengers like Amelia to basically view this new planet as a untapped treasure trove of unparalleled profit. So despite having very different reasons to smuggle themselves aboard this ship to this new planet, all of these characters present in the stories, for whatever reason or whatever motivations, all seek and race to decode all the hidden mysteries and riddles that this planet has. This just sounds like the sci-fi adventure I always need in my life. Mystery, adventure, scavenging, scholar. All I want to know is what's gonna happen next. Again, I really loved their previous series, so I just feel like I'm gonna absolutely love this, and I cannot wait to dive in. Next up, I bought an entire trilogy, and that is the continuation of the study series. So I'm actually not 100% sure what order these go in, so I'm just gonna show each one. We have Night Study, Dawn Study, and lastly, Shadow Study, all by Maria V. Snyder. As you guys know, I read the first 3 books in the study series recently, reading the last 2 this month, and I absolutely loved them, so I just could not wait. I went on Amazon, I bought the entire rest of the series, but then later come to find out I actually think there's a whole series between these 3 books that I need to read. So if you guys know that for sure, can you let me know down below? But regardless, I'm so excited to have these in my collection. I also really love these covers. I know the ebooks for the original trilogy also got these cover redesigns, but we didn't get them on the actual paperbacks, which is a bit of a bummer. But I'm excited to have these novels. I know it follows a lot of the same characters we were introduced to in the original trilogy, but I really didn't want to read too heavily into this, especially after I found out that there might be a series that I need to read before reading these 3 books, because spoilers. But all I can say is there's so many books in this world that I honestly cannot wait to read. Next book I have to show you guys is Thunderhead by Neil Shusterman. I was so excited to get this book this month. I have been dying to read the first novel, Scythe by Neil Shusterman, for months now. So when I saw the sequel had come out, I just needed it right away. This just sounds like one of the most incredible dystopian stories. It follows a world where all the horrible things have been solved. There's no war, there's no famine, there's no death. The only way for someone to pass on is if a scythe goes and kills them. And we follow our main character, who is a scythe in training. And this is the sequel. Again, I've heard incredible things about this series, so now that I have the second book, I feel like this is a marathon waiting to happen. And the last 4 books I have to show you guys are from Book Outlet. As you know, I have a Book Outlet page, which I'll leave linked down below. But the first book I picked up was Weak Poppy Midnight. This is a book that's kind of always caught my eye, but I like this because it sounds weird and dark, which are honestly 2 of my favorite things when it comes to YA novel. And this was written by April Genevieve Chilchok, and a hero, a villain, a liar, and who's who. I believe we follow Wink, Poppy, and Midnight. We follow their 3 perspectives, but I don't believe we know whose is whose. And again, one is lying, one is the hero, and one is the villain. And we're kind of trying to decipher this weird dark tale to figure out which is which. The next book I picked up, I was so excited to see on there, and that was Song of the Current by Sarah Tolser. Now, this is a novel that really caught my eye when it had initially released, I believe now, 2 years ago, but for whatever reason I didn't pick it up. But then when I saw it for a great price in Book Outlet, I was over the moon. This honestly sounds like an incredibly unique YA story. This follows our main character, Caroline, whose family has been blessed by the river god for generations and generations. This god has guided their voyages, allowed for safe travel, and all of those things. For years and years, Caro has listened to this river, waiting for the river to speak her name, to be able to finally hear this god, but it never happens. So fearful that her fate is kind of slipping through her fingers and doesn't feel like she might be destined for what her family has always done, she begins to take her future into her own hands. This just sounds like a great adventure. I love this YA fantasy centered around the concept of water and river gods. It just sounds very, very unique. And I feel like the writing is also going to be very beautiful and lyrical, and I cannot wait. Next up was an unbelievable find on Book Outlet, and that is the song Rising by Samantha Shannon. This is the 3rd book to the Bone Season series. I read and absolutely loved the first one. I have the second one, and the 3rd one just recently came out, and I found it on a hardback on Book Outlet. I honestly just could not. This is an amazing and epic fantasy story. We follow our main character, who is part of a gang, because in this world, mind abilities of any kind are considered illegal, and you get hunted down at a young age and basically killed if they find that you have any telepathic abilities. Our main character does, and so she becomes a part of a criminal gang to basically find protection. But at the beginning of the story, she's caught and she's sent away to this wild place, and kind of the story begins to spiral from there. I've only read the first one, but I've heard amazing things about this series, about how it continues to grow. I absolutely love Samantha Shannon's writing. It's so amazing, and I feel like this is a series I need to reread the first one and continue on with the next couple of books this year, so I was so pumped to find this on Book Outlet. The last book I have to show you guys just continues my trend of finding really fun coloring books and buying them, and that is Fantastic Beasts coloring book. And this is like mostly focusing on all the creatures in the movies, so we could color like all the creatures. It just sounds so fun, and all the eggs and stuff. I don't know, guys, working a full-time office job has been a little stressful for me, and I find coloring to be very relaxing and mindless. I put like Survivor on and I just color for hours. I don't know what that says about me, but I saw this, I was very excited about it, and I picked it up. Alrighty guys, that is my January book haul. Let me know down below some exciting books you guys have gotten recently, as I would love to know, and I'll see you guys soon with another video soon. Goodbye!